Hey guys, so I guess double vlog. Wasn't really planning on it, but at least I've got a cat with me. Um, so I told you guys that I was going to go down to the horses, and I told you guys that I had this weird feeling that something was wrong, but I thought I was just being paranoid because of what happened last time. Turns out I wasn't. The first bit of news that I learned is that Biscuit died. The little paint horse that was more like a dog. Apparently one of the adults kicked her and she pretty much just died. Nothing you can do to prevent that, horses being horses. I mean, she wasn't quite a baby anymore. She was almost a year old, actually. He didn't say what horse, but yeah. And if that wasn't bad enough, the one that really hurts is I learned that Blondie died. If you guys don't know, Blondie was the little Palomino mare, quarter horse. She had one eye, and when I started going down there in 2016, she didn't really trust anybody, and he actually warned me to kind of stay away from her because she was a kicker, and yeah. But over time, I guess my own brave stupidity, I want to win over that horse. And I think honestly it started just because she was beautiful, and I wanted to get close to the beautiful horse. That's how it started, which is very stupid. But over time, she actually started trusting me, because it started with me just sitting outside her pen when she was eating her grain, sitting outside her stall, and singing to her, talking to her, or touching her face. And over time, she came to completely trust me, and he started calling her my horse, because we just had this bond that she didn't have with anybody else, and she was my heart horse, and I truly feel like she was my first horse. Even though I didn't pay for her and I technically didn't own her, everybody considered her my horse. I considered her my horse, and she felt like my first horse, and potentially my only horse. But I found out that since I last saw her in January, when she was doing great, she was perfectly fine. She got stuck in the creek in the pasture and broke her leg, and there was no coming back from that. And if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, the same thing happened to Blaze, not in the creek, but he got kicked by Matt and broke his leg, or at least that's the theory we think happened. And it was just horses playing, and that's what happened to Biscuit, just horses playing, and it ended badly. But with Blondie, I don't know how she got stuck down there, but she did, and there was nothing they could do but let her go. And as sad as I am about Biscuit, I think if it was just Biscuit, I would be really sad, but I think I would be okay. Because I didn't even really know her that long, and so it'd be a really sad thing, but it'd be kind of like when Blaze died. It'd be really sad, but I would be okay within a few days or so. But with Blondie, it is just completely different. Just knowing I'm never gonna pet that beautiful Palomino mare that I fell in love with so many years ago. And I always had this dream of eventually one day riding her. She wasn't broke. She knew how to halter, because I taught her that, but that was about it. How to lead and stuff. But I always had this dream of one day, if I was able to spend a longer amount of time down here, I could eventually someday ride her. And the guy thought maybe someday I could ride her too, and because he was working on training him, but that will never happen, and I'll never stroke that mane or braid that mane. I remember last time I came down in January, I was bored one night down there, and so I was just started braiding her mane. She just stood there. So I was gonna, all the other horses are fine, I saw them, but I was gonna Um, I was gonna like go down tomorrow, even though it's supposed to be still cold. But I'm gonna give it a couple days. Maybe go down on a nice day on Friday. But this sucks. This really sucks. Right as I'm coming around the year point of losing Panda, and I was starting to actually feel a little bit better, I was like, when I would think of him, I wasn't immediately sad. Like, I was able to laugh at memories instead of crying, and it feels like starting all over again with Blondie. You know, when I lost Panda a year ago, this time last year, I had no idea I was about to lose Panda, and I didn't know then, a year later, I wouldn't have Blondie either. So it sucks, but horses will break your heart. And I think this is the first time in my entire life that I just don't even want to think about horses right now. So